why our menstrual cycle lies to us. Like every month it's lying to us, like, making me feel so excited for what. Like, hello, I am on YouTube doing my research about period, and I came across this interesting video, 35 things we do on our period and we don't talk about. So I brought it down to 20 things that we do on our period and we don't talk about. So the first thing is, if you see me looking down, just I have my notes written down. So the first one is suspected of blood clots on the toilet paper after wiping. And number 2 applies to number 1, and examine a tampon after taking it out. Like if you're not examining your body when you're on your period and also when you're not on your period, then you have a problem, because we as women need to examine our body whenever we are on our period, because our body is just the most, well, down there is just the most sensitive part of our body as a female. You notice something new down there and you have never seen this before, so it's good to examine your body. Like let's say you end up having a rash, and let's say that rash keep building, it keep growing, and you never notice this until one day you end up examining your body and you end up seeing that rash, and you could have prevented it from getting infected or growing. So it's good to examine your body as a female on your menstrual cycle. I love examining my body when I'm on my menstrual cycle and also when I'm not on my menstrual cycle, so it's nothing to be ashamed of. It's just natural and it's just the best thing to do. Number 3 is just the worst one out of all. Like gotten your pubic stuck to the back of a pad and had to rip it off. This is like so painful. I've experienced this a lot back when I first got my menstrual cycle. I wasn't too sure how to put on a pad, and also learning the different stages of the menstrual cycle was just a difficult part of my stages in learning the menstrual cycle. Like, let me open this pad for you. And I know a lot of you have experienced this before, getting your pubic hair stuck to the back of your pad. Okay, this is the pad, and let's say this is your underwear, and you place the pad on your underwear, and when your pad has like wings and you place it under your underwear and you forgot to shave, this has happened to me plenty of times. You forgot to shave and you end up placing the pad on your underwear. You walk in and you notice something a bit strange, like you feeling the hair pulling, and I just hate this to happen. Like this is just the worst. Number 4, layered up pads to make a pad nappy so that you don't leak in the night. I've tried this so many times. I'll put 2 pads on me at night. Like this is just at the start of my menstrual cycle, but I know better now and I'm coming to that part. Like I'll put 2 pads on me, one in the center of my underwear and one at the back to prevent me from leaking. I have tried so many techniques to prevent me from leaking at night, and I finally found the solution to all of these problems. And I hope I'm not the only one. In the supermarket, because I was doing some period shopping and I was reading some pads, different brand pads, and I came across this one, the Stay Free, the nighttime pad. And guys, this is what that have been working for me, and I hope that find a solution to you guys preventing yourself from staining at night. And I've no longer been putting 2 pads on me at night. I just only have to put 1, and this is what prevented me from staying in the bed all of the time. Felt a blood clot pop out of you while you're on the toilet. Guys, this is something we all hate. Every time we're on the toilet and we're feeling like this huge blood clot is coming out of us, this is just so disgusting. Like I really hate this to happen. Gotten out of the shower and left little blood spots on the floor before you had a chance to put on a pad. Now this used to happen to me a lot when I first started learning about my menstrual cycle, and I'll give you one advice so you won't have to never go through this type of thing never again. Before, I would always think that going to the shower and I will have enough time to get to my room so I can put on a pair of pads. And I never really had the chance, because no matter how much I would try to rush to wipe myself, I would always go back and I would always see blood on the floor. What I did was I brought my pad with me, I also brought my underwear with me, and after getting out of the shower, I'm done wiping myself. What I did was I would just put on my underwear, and it already has a pad on it. I wouldn't wait when I'm out of the shower to rush and put my pad on my underwear. It's already on the underwear, so this is like the perfect hack. So you won't have to go through this anymore. So thank me later when it works out perfectly for you. Number 6 applies to number 7. I had to do a mini run to grab your underwear. Now this is something you would want to prevent, like I said, for you to never go through this again. All you have to do is carry your pad and your underwear with you to the washroom so that you don't have to leak or have any blood stains on the floor. Just smuggle a pad or tampon up your sleeve on your way to the bathroom. Now, I've never smuggled a pad up my sleeve or any sorts of things like that. I've never done this before. But can you kindly let me know how you managed to get along with doing this? I know when you're attending school, you are maybe a bit afraid to like have a pad in your hand because most girls tend to make fun of other girls, but this is like natural. All females go through this on their menstrual cycle. Every month we have a period, like every month. Like, it's too much and I really hate it. It is natural to all females, so there's nothing to be ashamed of. And if you have a friend that is making fun of another female, just tell her stop being a bully, because we all go through this on our menstrual cycle every month. Okay, the next point, which is number 9, stood up and felt the full force of that flow away. Yes. So like guys, like whenever I'm on my menstrual cycle and I stood up because I'm sitting, and all I did was stand up, and right away I would feel that full force of my blood flowing down on that pad. I'm like, am I stained? Like, did I stain myself? Because this is so scary. Like, I hate experiencing this. So let me know how it's been for you. How do you feel every time you stand up and you feel this full force of period blood on your pad? Just let me know how it's been for you. Okay, and I'll wipe after pooping only to see more blood than poop on the paper. Guys, I really hate this. Like, every time I'm going to the washroom and I'm doing a number 2 and it's time for me to wipe, and only to notice that blood on the paper tissue. Like, what is the point of wiping if I know I'm only going to see blood? Like, I know I'm on my period. So let me know, how do you experience this? Do you like doing number 2 on your period and you only notice blood? Tell me know how it's been for you. Number 11, ask someone to check the back of your clothes for leaks. Now, I'm always asking my boyfriend to check the back of my clothes for me, because this is like something you need to do. You need to ask a friend, you need to ask a family member, whoever you are with on that day. You need to ask that person just to be safe, because some of the time, you know what females like to do and what males like to do? They will pull out their phone and they'll record you, or they'll take a picture of you with your stained clothes and they'll go ahead and post it on social media. They won't come up to you and let you know that you end up staining yourself. But they have some really good people out there that will let you know that you end up staining yourself. But it's good. As a female, you need to ask your friend, your sister. It can be your brother, it can be your father. As long as you're with somebody on that day and you're feeling like you're sweating at the back, because when we're on our period, we forever sweating. I know I sweat a lot. And you just want to be safe. So it's always good to ask somebody, just to know if you end up staining yourself. It's nothing to be ashamed of. Sometimes we feel like we trying our best not to bother that person, but it's good that you bother that person. Number 12, use a toilet paper as an emergency. To be honest, before I would be so embarrassed to let somebody know that, or you just let somebody know that. But now I'm not embarrassed to let you know that, because I know I'm not the only one who have done this before. Use a paper tissue as an emergency, guys. Let me give you a little short story. My pads ran out and I was the only one at home. I was trying my best to see what I can use to put on my underwear, because my pads all finished and my dad was at work, and all I had to do was call him to let him know that my pads finished, and he left work a bit late and I had to wait. I'm telling you, I had to wait for my pads. So what I did, I say I couldn't wait no longer. All I did, I took some paper tissue. I wish I had some with me. Let me go ahead and take a roll. I had to wrap paper tissue around my hand so that it's thick enough like a pad, so that it will be able to hold enough blood. And I had to keep doing that, guys. I'm not going to lie, it wasn't so full like this paper tissue, but it had a good amount, and the whole paper tissue finished that day because I didn't have a choice. I had to wait for my packet of pads to get to me, and I had no option. And I know I'm not the only one who has done this before, so I'm not embarrassed, I'm not ashamed. But please let me know if you have done this before, because imagine saying this and I'm the only one who has done this, but I know I'm not the only one. So yes, I know there are so many things that we tried already, but let's just leave this for a different video. Okay, number 13. Wear a pad or tampon a bit longer than you really should. Now, this point applies to the point I've just finished making. Guys, so when your pad runs out and you only have what you have on you, and all you have to do is wait, or sometimes you're the only one that's buying all of your period supplies and you have to rush to the store just to get your period supplies, because if you don't, you'll just stain yourself wearing that pad a bit longer than you should. But there is nothing to be ashamed of. As much as it's not safe that we wear a pad longer than we should, sometimes you just have to, because you need a new pair of pads. So it's nothing to be ashamed of. But if it's something you're doing often and you have pads with you but you're trying your best to like save, don't do it, because you can give yourself an infection, and also down there you can smell because you have blood coming out of your body. So just be careful that you're not making it a habit. But it's good to change your pad often, but don't make it a habit. Number 14. Not being able to tell the difference between period pains and I need to poop until the last minute. Guys, I experienced this the beginning of this month. Like, the period pain was so painful that I really thought that maybe I was just having some really bad period cramps today, and not knowing it was just poop that was coming down. Yeah, it was poop that was coming down, and I really needed to poop. And all I did was I went to the washroom, I sat on the toilet, and I waited for it to come down. And the moment it did, I felt some relief. Like, it felt so good because like the pain kind of disappeared. So sometimes we believe that it's mostly period pains, but sometimes it's both period pains and also we need to poop. Yeah. Okay, number 15. Felt satisfied by seeing the blood wash away when you're in the shower. Now, to be honest, totally honest, I love seeing my blood wash away because it looks good. Like, knowing that you're getting your body cleaned when you're on your period, because sometimes all you want to do is just take a warm shower, or sometimes a cold shower, because sometimes the pain you're feeling is just so painful. All you need is just a nice shower and you feel perfectly fine. But to me, it feels good just seeing my blood wash away. I hope I'm not the only one that feels this way. Please let me know. Okay, the next one is had blood move up towards the back of your butt and wondered how it got there. At the start of my menstrual cycle, I would always believe that this is how it's supposed to be. But as time went by, I noticed that sometimes the way we would put our period pad is what causes the blood to reach all the way at the back. What I did was I changed my pad. I would use this for the day and I would use a different pad for the night. But it's nothing to be ashamed of that you sometimes see that you're laying down and there's blood climbing up to your back. Well, it's not climbing but like shifting to your back. So yeah, nothing to be ashamed of. Sometimes it's just the way you would place your pad, or maybe the pad is just too full. Sometimes it's between these two things. I love this one. Double checked every chair after getting up just in case you leaked on it. This is like my favorite point. I'm still doing this and there is nothing to be ashamed of. Like, I mean, totally honest, like all these points, there are maybe a few that I'm ashamed to say, but it's natural, and I know a lot of you are still doing these points, and checking every chair when you get up is something, I would say it's just being natural. It's like saying you love your body and that you want to make sure that nobody sits on your bloody chair, because why would you let somebody sit on your bloody chair? Like, this is so not nice of you. This is so nasty. Like, always check every time you're getting up to make sure that there is no blood on the chair, because when I used to attend school, I would always like look out for my friends. I know they'll never look out for me, but I would always look out for them. And once, well, twice at nail school, and also when I used to attend school, I would always look out for my friends, and she got up and I ended up seeing blood on the chair, and she also noticed that there is blood on the chair. So what I did, I took some paper tissue and I helped her clean the chair. And also at nail school, I also gave her my coat, my jacket to put around her. That was so nice of me. I'm just this nice person who will help you when you're on your period. I'm just that kind of person. But anyways, I gave her it to wrap around her, and I also helped her clean her bloody chair. Like, it's natural. We all go through this every month, so there's nothing to be ashamed of. I felt slightly thrilled when the blood started going brown, because the end must be near. Guys, I love when I'm seeing that my period is going, because sometimes we have our period for 5 days, 6 days, 7 days. I'm getting my period for like 6 to 7 days now. This is so crazy, I know. But our cycle is just so unpredictable. Like, we never know when it will go. It's just so crazy. And sometimes our menstrual cycle will lie to us. Like, it will tell us it's going, because like every time we look on our underwear, we notice that it's going, and the next day it's coming back. Like, I thought you told me that you were going, but you're coming back. Like, this is so crazy, and I hate this to happen. So yes, let me know how you deal with all of this. Like, do you get excited every time when you see it's going brown, it's dark, like that dark color, the next day it's like blood? Like, you're so excited, and like sometimes even telling your partner that, honey, period is going, like you're so excited because like so I'll just go ahead and read it. Thought it was over, wore my nice underwear, and then started bleeding again. Like, we all hate this. Like, I hate this to happen whenever I'm sitting, and sometimes I get up, I will sometimes wonder, is this sweat or if I end up staining myself? And sometimes it's just like sweat. But let me know, how do you feel when this happens to you? Do you sometimes leak, or is it just the sweat that's causing you to think that you leaked yourself? So let me know how it's all been for you. I really hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, please give it a like and a comment, and I'll see you in my next one. Oh, and please let me know if all of these points apply to you. Let me know how you deal with all of these points on your menstrual cycle, and I will see you in my next one. Bye.